What if I told you that the trendy steel box everyone calls indestructible could actually rot from the inside out faster than a 100-year-old wooden house? Sound backwards, right? Steel beats wood. That is just common sense. Except the data from 2026 tells a very different story. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly which structure protects your money better over 20, 30, even 50 years. Stick around, because the final number on this comparison surprised even me. Before we get into it, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell, because every week we break down real numbers on affordable housing. No hype, no sponsorships, just honest math that could save you tens of thousands of dollars. Now let's get into it. Let's start where everyone starts, the price tag. A classic shotgun house, that long narrow design that has been part of American housing since the late 1700s, is one of the most efficient, cost-effective structures you can build. In 2026, a basic site-built shotgun home runs somewhere around $100–$150 per square foot for a clean, budget-conscious build. For a comfortable 900-square-foot shotgun house, that puts your entry point at roughly $90,000–$135,000 for a turnkey, no-frills stick-frame home. Now compare that to a shipping container home. In 2026, finished container homes typically run between $150 and $350 per square foot. If you want to match that same 900 square feet of living space, you are looking at an average starting price of $180,000 to $250,000. A single raw container unit might look cheap on paper, but once you factor in structural steel cuts for windows and doors, which require expensive reinforcing steel headers, plus heavy-duty insulation, plumbing, electrical, and crane rentals, the costs climb fast. Custom multi-container designs routinely climb past $300,000. So right out of the gate, the traditional shotgun layout wins on raw upfront cost, giving you significantly more square footage for every dollar spent. But sticker price is only half the story, and this is where most YouTube videos stop. We're not stopping there. Here's where things get interesting, and where a lot of container home marketing starts to fall apart under scrutiny. Shipping containers are made from corten steel, a weathering steel designed to form a protective rust patina. On paper, that sounds incredible. In reality, most affordable container homes are built using used cargo containers. These boxes have already spent 10 to 15 years being battered by marine salt, heavy waves, and structural stress on ocean liners before they ever reach your lot. Multiple sources point to a real-world structural lifespan for a poorly maintained or unclad used container of just 20 to 25 years before serious corrosion sets in. There are documented cases of containers used in coastal, high-salt environments showing major bottom rail failure, where the steel is fully penetrated after just 5 years of residential exposure. That is not a typo. 5 years. Now, if you do it right, with full rain screen cladding, thermal breaks, proper drainage, marine-grade coatings reapplied every 8 to 15 years, and annual inspections, a container home can realistically reach 40 to 70 years for the structural shell and 60 to 100 plus years for the finished building. But notice all those conditions. Every single one of them costs additional money, and every single one of them requires ongoing maintenance discipline that most homeowners simply do not keep up with. Now let's talk about the shotgun house. Traditional wood frame construction, when properly built with treated lumber, good roof overhangs, proper ventilation under the floor, and routine maintenance like repainting and roof replacement every 20–30 years, has a documented track record of lasting well over 100 years. Plenty of original shotgun houses built in the late 1800s in New Orleans and across the South are still standing and occupied today, well over a century later. The enemy of a wood structure is moisture and pests, primarily termites, and rot from poor drainage. The enemy of a steel container structure is moisture and salt, primarily corrosion from condensation and old ocean exposure baked into the steel before it ever became a home. Both materials have a kryptonite, and in both cases that kryptonite is water management. Here is the part that surprises people. Despite steel feeling tougher, the actual failure mode for container homes is often faster and more catastrophic, because once corrosion penetrates a structural steel wall, that section is compromised and often needs to be cut out and replaced or reinforced, which is a major structural repair. Wood rot, by contrast, is usually localized, easier to inspect visually, and far cheaper to repair board by board. This is the part 1 promised you at the start, the number that flips the whole comparison. So if you skipped ahead, rewind, because this is the actual point of the video. Insulation and climate control. A shipping container is, structurally speaking, a steel box. Steel conducts heat and cold extremely efficiently, which means without serious insulation, a container home becomes an oven in summer and a freezer in winter. To make it livable, builders need to add thick insulation layers, often spray foam with vapor barriers, which not only adds cost, but also eats into your already limited interior square footage. And here's the kicker: that insulation is not optional for durability either. Poor insulation leads to condensation forming on the interior steel walls, and that condensation is one of the leading causes of hidden corrosion, the kind you cannot see because it is happening behind your drywall. So with a container home, insulation is doing double duty: comfort and structural protection, and skipping on it accelerates the very corrosion that shortens the building's life. That creates a cost trap. Cheap container builds that skip proper insulation and cladding are the ones most likely to hit that 20 to 25-year corrosion wall, while the builds that actually reach 50+ years are the ones that spent significantly more upfront, often pushing total costs well past traditional construction anyway. A shotgun house, with its narrow footprint and traditional stud wall cavities, is simply easier and cheaper to insulate using standard fiberglass bats or blown insulation, materials that are widely available, well understood, and far less prone to creating hidden moisture traps when installed correctly. Let's run the actual 2026 numbers, because this is a financial comparison after all. For a 900 square foot shotgun house, let's land in the middle of the value spectrum at a build cost of $110,000. Over 30 years, maintenance for a standard wood frame home, things like a roof replacement around year 20, exterior repainting, and routine upkeep, averages about 1% of the home's value annually. That is roughly $1,100 a year, totaling about $33,000 over 3 decades. Your total 30-year cost of ownership for the shotgun house lands right around $143,000. Now let's look at the container home. To get a comparable 900 square foot footprint using 3 40-foot high cube containers, you are looking at an upfront build cost of at least $190,000. But to keep a steel box from rusting into a liability, your maintenance routine is specialized. You need annual inspections of the weld seams, mandatory recoating of exposed steel with specialized marine-grade coatings every 8 to 12 years, and immediate remediation of any spot rust. Realistically, specialized metal maintenance pushes your annual upkeep closer to 1.5 to 2% of the build cost. That is up to $3,800 a year, or a staggering $114,000 over 30 years. When you add the initial build to the specialized maintenance, your container home's 30-year cost climbs to over $304,000. There is also the insurance factor. In 2026, container homes can cost 15 to 30% more to insure than a comparable traditional home, because fewer insurers underwrite them, and many classify them as specialty structures. Over 30 years, that premium difference adds up to a meaningful additional cost that traditional wood frame homes simply do not carry. To be fair, and because this channel is about honest numbers not hype, container homes do have real advantages. Build speed is one of them. A container home can go from delivery to move-in ready in a few weeks to a month, compared to several months to a year for a stick-built shotgun house. If you need housing fast, that timeline advantage is worth real money in temporary housing costs avoided. Container homes also offer genuine modularity. You can add another container later as your needs grow, something that is much harder to do cleanly with a traditional shotgun frame without significant additional construction. And in terms of resistance to certain disasters, a properly anchored steel container can outperform a wood frame structure in high wind events, which matters a lot if you are building in hurricane-prone regions. But for raw structural longevity per dollar spent, and for ease and cost of long-term maintenance, the data points clearly toward traditional wood frame construction like the shotgun house. The steel box feels more durable on day one. The wood frame house is the one more likely to still be standing, structurally sound, and cheaper to have maintained 50 years from now. So here is the honest answer. If your priority is the fastest build timeline, genuine modularity, and you are committed to aggressive ongoing maintenance, including professional recoating every 8 to 12 years, a container home can work, but budget for that maintenance from day one, or you risk hitting that 20-25-year corrosion wall hard. If your priority is the lowest total cost of ownership over 30-plus years, simpler maintenance using widely available materials and tradespeople, and a structure with a proven multi-generational track record, the shotgun house design built with standard wood frame construction wins this comparison decisively, often costing less than half the total long-term ownership cost of comparable container build. The irony is that the structure marketed as the rugged industrial choice is often the one demanding more babying to survive, while the simple wooden box that has been around since before electricity is the one quietly outlasting it. If this kind of honest, numbers-based breakdown is useful to you, subscribe and turn on notifications, because next week we are tearing down another popular tiny home myth with real 2026 cost data. And if you have lived in either a container home or a shotgun house, drop a comment below. I read every single one, and they genuinely shape future videos on this channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.